Okay guys, I'm on the plot once again. It's Tuesday the 1st of August. I don't normally come down on the Tuesday, but I've been I'm actually off work on the sick. So I thought I'd take this time to come down and just have a look around the plot. I'm not going to do much because I'm not capable at the moment of doing much. Maybe just take a few vegetables home. And when I say a few, I mean a few, because there's not much left on the bottom half of the plot, and I haven't done much with the top half of the plot. Beans are looking healthy. Here we go, there's a bean there I'll take home. A couple more beans I'll take home. Got to blanch them and freeze them. The French beans, or the climbing French beans, those are broad beans. I come in now, see, they're not that big yet, and they're definitely not ready for harvesting. I've got some yellow leaves on here, and I think that's a calcium or a magnesium problem. I'll just get some Epsom salts and spray the leaves with Epsom salts. That should take care of it. It's not a problem. Other than that, there's not really much to show you. The brassicas, I'm not too sure, I keep saying it, whether these are cauliflowers or cabbages, but I planted a few rows of them, and at least some of them have germinated and are coming up. I don't know about the rest, whether they'll germinate. There's one or two here that germinated in the rows, so they'll overwinter. I need to come down and put a larger net over them, actually, because they're pushing up against the net now, and that's not going to do them much good. Swiss chard, not had much luck with that this year. It bolted. This one bolted in this bed, and this one's bolted in this bed. And while I'm still using the leaves, they do taste delicious when we saute them down in butter and garlic. I don't think it's going to produce much more. The spinach, that's going over now. Maybe one or two more pickings and then leave it for a few months to pick up. So spring onions there. I'll take them on before they get too much bigger, because last time I left the spring onions in a little bit too long and they turned into actual onions. Also, you can see some horsetail there, or mare's tail, or whatever it's called throughout different parts of the country. I don't really bother about that. I pop my fingers in and pull it up. I don't get stressed about it. People do, but I don't. Lettuce, what poor specimens of lettuce. Being eaten away and definitely gone over. So I've got to do something about those. Some beetroot that's popped up there. I thought I'd taken all the beetroot home, but obviously I hadn't. So I'll give that another couple of weeks and I will take those home. I didn't bother pickling any this year because I'm still eating the pickled ones from last year, basically. I think I've got about 7 jars left. That's a lot of beetroot. And I'll just roast them or boil them and have them with dinner sometime. Don't know, maybe a nice little bit of fillet steak and some veg. Leeks. I've got 40 leeks in this bed, and this bed needs weeding. That's gentle exercise, isn't it, weeding? I could come down and do that. According to my cardiologist, I'm not to do anything sort of silly like digging. How can you come down on an allotment and not dig? I don't know. But I'm going to break with the habit of a lifetime, and I'm going to do what I'm told, because it really hit home when I was ill on Friday and I got rushed to hospital. I just went to see the doctor, I got rushed to hospital, and the cardiologist said my heart could have stopped. It was beating that fast. So no more rushing around for me. You know what I mean? Everything's take it easy now. Like life used to be. Really. Why did we get into such a pressurised situation? I don't know. So there's 48 leeks in this bed. They're still doing good, but they don't seem to be bulking up that much. I would have expected them to have a wider girth than that by now. Maybe I'll ask some questions about it from my fellow allotmenteers that have had years and years and years on the plot and growing stuff like this. So take advantage of their knowledge, basically. Sorry if the wind is making a noise, but it is picking up. Carrots are doing well. I don't know whether to take a couple of those home or not. I don't even know how big they are. I did pick some a couple of weeks ago. They came out as baby carrots, but we put them in a salad and they were absolutely gorgeous. They were only like a little finger's length long, but once we'd put them in the salad, all the flavour was there. They were absolutely gorgeous. Let me just go this way because I've got this little bit of a path down here. Let's have a look in here, see what's happening. Oh, I don't know. Have we got any carrot tops poking through? No, can't see any yet. Oh yeah, there's a couple down there. I may take those. Other than that, that's just. Oh, there's one here as well. I may take this one. They may be big enough. Then again, you don't want them too big because they tend to go woody and lose the flavour. Alright, let me take you into the greenhouse. Let me show you what's happening. This will need hoeing and weeding again. Otherwise, I'm just going to be overgrown and overrun with weeds. Here we go. Come into the greenhouse, or come into my parlour, said the spider to the fly. Tomatoes are doing good. I've got a couple that's still got blossom and rot on them, which I've just picked off. They're the ones down there. But these are actually doing great. I've been looking on the internet, and blossom end rot isn't really a problem. Because it's a calcium deficiency, or it's a watering deficiency, one of the two. But I've got self-watering pots down here, which I did make, and the soil is still moist, so it does prove that they work. It's wicking its water up from the two reservoirs at the bottom. Basically all they are is a couple of storage boxes from the pound shop. I think I got 3 for about £4.50. Couple of 10-inch pots, big old drilled in the bottom to accept sorry, pardon me, to accept a pot noodle pot, an empty pot noodle pot with holes drilled in the pot noodle pot. Basically what that does, it sticks through the bottom of the pot and wicks up the water. Obviously there's holes in the top of the storage boxes to allow the pot noodle pot to actually do that, to go into the water. But it seems to be working. It worked last year outside, but unfortunately, because the tomatoes and potatoes are of the same family, my potatoes got blighted last year, and I had to cut everything down and dig them up early and make do with a minimal crop. It also spread the blight onto the tomatoes, which I wasn't pleased about, obviously, because I wanted to eat the tomatoes. But I had to cut those down and burn them as well. If you have blight, whatever you do, do not put the tomato plants or the potato tops or anything like that onto your compost heap, because you'll put the compost onto your beds and the spores will just ravage whatever crop you put in there later on. There's one tomato down here I'm a bit worried about. Let's have a look. It's got a bit of scabbing on the skin. I don't think that's anything to do with blossom end rot. That's probably a watering problem. I will go on the internet and see whether I can check that out or not. There's my trusty sprayer. I spray the calcium spray with that, and all it is indigestion tablets. Basically, just go to your local pharmacy, get some indigestion tablets, which is normally calcium anyway. Mine's calcium plus vitamin D. I don't know whether the vitamin D is helping the tomatoes, but certainly the foliar spray of calcium certainly seems to be. It's keeping the blossom end rot at bay. It did start. I think I caught it early, and all the other tomatoes seem quite healthy. We'll monitor those. they're not ripening up yet, which is a bit worrying. So if anybody out there is watching this, it's the 1st of August now. Should I be getting ripe tomatoes or not? But I'll tell you what is a problem. See the tree outside there? That's an absolutely massive, massive fig tree. And although I've petitioned the committee to have it trimmed down, it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to this plot here, and I have asked to trim it down because it is sending its branches over the top of my greenhouse, which potentially, if there's a large wind, could slap against the glass and break it, and B, stopping the light from coming in to some extent. And I used to live in Bulgaria, and we had fig trees there, and they were absolutely fantastic. They weren't as big as this because I cut them down. If you do cut them down to ground level, they come up again and produce more and more figs. So I've just said that to her, just take it down to more or less ground level and it will reproduce green stuff next year, green branches, and you'll have more and more figs. I don't know whether the figs on this particular tree or whether the figs that are developing and growing in this country are actually edible. I know they were in Bulgaria because we get a hell of a lot of sunshine. Let me just close the greenhouse door. So if anybody can tell me whether figs are edible in this country, then that would be a good thing as well. Other than that, the rhubarb's doing brilliant. I'm going to dig it up and split it down next year because it is actually taking over now. Split the crowns up, give some parts of the crowns away. The asparagus, which are those furry fronds there, which I've never ever had a crop from, I may dig that up and move it. So if anybody's got any ideas on that, then let me know as well. Leave your comments below. Can I move the asparagus, or will I lose the crop, or whatever? I mean, I've been on the site now for 2 years, so technically they say 3 years and then you can crop it, and this was here before I came, so I should be able to crop it next year, but we'll see. There we go, there's a bag of potatoes there. My wife got the curly ones from under the sink, the sprouty ones from under the sink, and I was a bit reluctant to plant them in the beds. So I planted them in here, and she said they will grow, and I said probably they won't, but you know, I will do a reveal on those because they're all falling over now and dying off, so they're ready for picking. And one will either be proven right or proven wrong. If I'm proven wrong, that's a bad thing, because I'll have to eat humble pie and probably do the washing up for the next 17 weeks or so, you know, and eat whatever she wants me to eat rather than eat what I want to eat. And she does make some. She's a wonderful cook. Normally, I eat what I want to eat, but she'll probably, you know, subject me to stuff that I don't normally eat, like squid and fish and stuff like that. Never mind. Anyway, that's it. I'll leave you with this a shot of the site. There we go. I'm going to go now. Got some shopping to do as well as a little bit of weeding. Nothing too strenuous, like I say. But there we go. I'll see you on the next video. Until then, thanks for watching. Happy gardening.